Heichaltzu, as a mimer, if you want to divide it superficially, you could divide it into two parts. First part is very much avoda, which is focusing on Avas Yisrael versus Sinas Chinam. And the second part is the Haskalah, understanding unity within the name of Hashem, etc. The next two oisius are going to be wrapping up. Number 16 and 17 wrap up the first section, and then in 18 we really go into the second section, the Haskalah of the Mimer. Behine, wrapping it up, Kol Advarim Anal, all the things we discussed, whether it is baseless hatred, whether it is Yeshus, whether it is jealousy, whether it is the humility that leads to jealousy, etc., lots of stuff. Yeshem Bedikas of Bedikas, they're all found either in a coarse form or a subtle form. Each one based on their own individual Maila, that means your own character traits and the level of Yudan Aveda. You might say that Ma'alasa is basically the way you're born with, your Maila, your talents, your makeup, and the other one is really what you've achieved through Aveda. Or not. Or you could say they're both through Aveda. And the character flaws can be so subtle that one is not fully conscious of them. But nevertheless, they exist hidden in the soul. What does it mean it exists in your soul? That you have certain issues, but you think that, and it's not part of that. It's not part of the midyan. It's not part of the sinas chinam. It's separate issues. But the truth is that your issues are fundamentally rooted in that fundamental issue. And because this baseless hatred is serious stuff, it's a serious flaw. It's more than any specific character flaw. Because usually a negative character trait, there's only one detail, one specific trait within the Sitra Achar. And a specific blemish doesn't necessarily mean it's like the same as the general blemish. It doesn't encompass all other desirable traits. For example, you have greed. It doesn't necessarily imply in everything else. It's not as powerful. A prat is not as powerful as a klal. Furthermore, because it's only a specific blemish and exists in one undesirable trait, it's possible that you and I won't fall into another trap. Because that's a different detail. However, sinas chinam, the problem is it's a klal, it's a principle, it's a general rule. It encompasses everything that's Sitra Achra. Why is it Sitra Achra? Because Sitra Achra shu inyan apedut v'schalkus. Sitra Achra is the place of absolute division. That's what he's been building up in the Maimar for a long time. And it's that division for the sake of division, not division for the sake of unity. It's that division for the sake of division that's the source of all the negative midas. It is the opposite, and it's the opposer to the general principle of Shem Havaya, Kaniska La'el, like mentioned earlier, and the way we're going to unpack it later on, through more an askala, through more an esoteric way. L'zais, therefore, mi shechash ben nafshe, whoever cares for their soul, they want to assure that they will not be engulfed in klippus etzintaracha, that they won't fall down the rabbit hole. And they want to ensure that they won't fall into negative midas, heaven forbid. Rather, what do they want? Rather, this individual wants to serve Hashem in the proper way, literally do melechas hakodesh, do the work of holiness and serve Hashem in the right way. And this person wants to refine and improve their character. In other words, they're not looking for excuses, and they don't want to be in Sitra Achra. What do they have to do? So, person has to search time and time again, using the light of the ner. What's the ner? Ner Hashem nishmas adam, the light of your neshama. And it seems to be the word chipos achachipos is an expression that's often used by chametz. And you have to look, Bedikas Chametz, with a candlelight. In other words, you have to to dig in and find the faults. Chametz is Yeshus, right? It's ego, it's blown up. It's a little flour with a lot of yeast that makes it blow up. And it's the light of the neshama that allows us to see with clarity our chesronos. And to look into every nook and cranny. To mention any negative that we've been discussing in this mimer. Because this is what's holding us back from true avodah. And it's holding us back from truly refining our character. So first of all, it's holding you back from serving Hashem. And it's also holding you back as a mensch, Pashat, within yourself. Your character is not refined. And we have to totally burn them away. Lili bir chametz, outside of our nefesh. Then we could go with confidence, proceed confidently. Ba'avodah. In avodah betfilah b'pchinas bittul, because then we could take it down from bittul because our Yeshus is out of the way. Yeshus is Midian, the birthplace of Sinas Chinam. As we spoke in the mimer earlier, that Sinas Chinam has a father, it has a parent. Where does Sinas Chinam come from? Yeshus. What's the opposite of Yeshus? Bittul. Once you have the bittul, then you could go and serve Hashem with davening, v'zikuch hamidus, and character traits refined. The Kiyum HaTorah mitzvahs k'daboy, and Pashat Shemer Torah mitzvahs the way it's supposed to be. Kitzer, summary, Sinas Chinam liyesek klal amakal abidus rois. Baseless hatred, because it is a general principle and it's a source for all the negative character traits. Sicha chipus b'yosed v'hibir legami needs good searching and absolute removal. V'yiratzin, that we should remove it from within ourselves. Any shemetz, any type, any crumb of chametz, of sinas chinam, and Mirz Hashem be zoicha to the scholars of Melech HaMashiach through our avas chinam to one another.